Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Zooty Pickups. In today's video, we'll be talking about the NikeLab ACG AW18 Deploy Cargo Pants. These pants came out at the tail end of 2018, around December, for a retail price of $250. They came out in this olive green colorway and also this black colorway that I'm wearing right now. So I guess a little bit of background here. NikeLab ACG is not to be confused with Nike's regular kind of like vintage ACG line. NikeLab ACG is a collaboration between acronyms Errolon Hugh and NikeLab to produce these more tech wear oriented garments. Unfortunately, AW18 is the last season. Errolon Hugh and NikeLab are working together on the NikeLab ACG line. Errolon Hugh is stepping down after this. So, this will be kind of like the last time for the foreseeable future where we get to see these super cool, highly technical garments. And that's a real bummer because I think NikeLab ACG was a great gateway for a lot of people to get into the world of tech wear. Tech wear is really cool, but the prices are really just insanely expensive. And NikeLab ACG offered a cheaper alternative. And I say cheaper in air quotes because this is still like, a couple $100s for a pair of pants. But a couple $100 versus acronyms, couple $1,000, and you're getting a lot of those like acronym functions and features for a fraction of the price with NikeLab ACG. Anyway, I was super bummed to hear that this was the last season. Nike and Errolon are teaming up together. But this season they did go out with a bang. There were definitely a lot of sick items in the AW18 drop, but my favorite was definitely these pants, the Deploy cargo pants. I mean, I love them so much, I got both colorways, see? It's essentially a combination of last season's Deploy cargo shorts and variable pants. So essentially it brought the best of both worlds together and created what I personally think is the best ACG cargo pant to date. And that is saying something because they've released like a cargo pant like pretty much like every drop. So yeah, let's start talking about these babies. So there's a whole lot to talk about here. So I'm gonna break this video up into 3 different sections. First of all, I'm gonna talk about the fabric. Second, I'm gonna talk about the features and functionality of the pant. And third, I'm gonna talk about the fit. So I'll put some timestamps down in the description below so you can jump to whatever part you are interested in. So let's get started. Let's talk about the fabrics. So the fabrics, this is kind of like the only thing I'm somewhat disappointed in. The fabrics that they used are not really like a technical fabric. This is like a 98% cotton, 2% elastane blend, which is, just like a normal run-of-the-mill fabric. They do have a DWR coating, which means water just kind of beads off of it initially, right? And I think you guys know DWR is not a permanent thing. You wash it a couple of times or you just rub it a couple of times, DWR will start to wear off. And once that wears off, it kind of loses that water beading capability. However, this fabric is knitted kind of like tightly enough to kind of give it some intrinsic waterproofness. That being said, this is definitely not a waterproof garment. And it's just a cotton garment. When it gets wet, it's just gonna get wet and it's not gonna dry quickly or anything like that. So you're not getting any of the technical benefits of anything like shoulder dry skin or whatnot that you see in, I guess, like higher price point technical pants. But like I said, this is kind of like at a lower price tier, so it's kind of to be expected. What you do get in these pants is that 2% elastane, which gives the fabric a little bit of stretch. That adds a little bit to the comfort, I will say, but I'll talk about this later when I talk about the fit. The pant is a very baggy fitting pant, so that 2% elastane, it really doesn't add a whole lot to what you feel when you wear the pant. The stretchiness of the fabric, you definitely feel a lot more if the garment is a lot tighter, like skinny pants or leggings or something like that. The stretchier it is, the more comfortable it is. But when a pant is this baggy, the fabric being elastic really doesn't add a whole lot to the comfort because the pant is already super comfortable to start with. One last thing I would like to mention about the pant is that it is an absolute lint magnet. I lint rolled these pants right before I started the video, and I'm already noticing there's a bunch of lint on here already. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a lint ball right there. There's a lint ball right there. There's a lint ball right there. These things just keep flying onto the pant and attaching themselves. This olive colorway, you know, it's kind of bad, but the black colorway I'm wearing right now, it's extremely bad. You can see like every little piece of dust that gets on there. It's just kind of like more of an annoyance than anything. If you have a dog or anything like that, just prepare to have just a ton of hair on your pants at any given time. It's just like the nature of this fabric, I guess. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about the fabric. Let's move on to the next part, the functionality and features. So in terms of functionality and features, I would say there are two main things: the deploy cargo pocket here on the thigh and the adjustable leg opening at the ankle. So let's talk about the deployable cargo pocket first, because this is kind of like the star of the show here. So by default, you know, you have your pocket out like this, and as you can see, it's attached via zipper to your thigh. Basically, well, the whole concept of this pant is that you can detach this pocket like so, and just kind of like unzip it and just kind of fold it away into this main compartment right here. Just tuck it away and you can just zip it right back up and the pocket is gone. When the pocket is folded away like this into the big pocket garage, you are kind of left with this slightly unsightly half zipper, just kind of like sitting on your thigh. But I guess you could argue that's part of like the whole like tech wear aesthetic. I'm not a huge fan. I think they could have probably found a better way to do this. Maybe put like a fabric flap or something like this over it to hide it, because it's kind of ugly. But you know, for now, it's just something that you got to deal with. When you put the zipper away, you have access to this entire thigh pocket right here. This thigh pocket, this zippered pocket right here, is probably like one of the biggest pockets I've ever seen in a pant ever. It's pretty much the entire width and height of my front thigh. And you might think that might not be very practical, because, you know, let's say you put like a coin into this pocket, it's gonna drop all the way down to the top of your knee, and then you're gonna have to like go elbow deep into your pocket to fish it out. But that's definitely not the case. So that here is where you kind of see those acronym style quality of life improvement touches. They actually sewed in a normal size pocket right on the inside of the huge pocket. So, you know, you can still use this normal size pocket to carry your smaller items like your cell phones, coins, and stuff like that, that you don't want to get lost in the abyss of the giant pocket. You can just like kind of like throw in this normal pocket and not have to worry about that stuff getting mixed up. That way you can save your larger pocket for your larger items. So that's definitely like a huge plus, and it's cool that they thought of little details like that, little usability details. So when the time comes to deploy your main pocket, I think the main concern is that you have to have your main zipper pocket open all the time, because, you know, that's where the pocket comes out of. Like, the cargo pocket has to come out of this main zippered compartment, so you would have to open the pocket. And that's partially true. So I'm going to open this zipper compartment, deploy the cargo, and zip it up like so. So you can see that the zipper here is a two-way zipper. I opened the bottom zipper up to bring the pocket out. And as you can see, the top zipper still remains operational, and you can still close this main pocket up. And you still have access to the little mini pocket in here, and the contents of the mini pocket can be secured with this top zipper. The contents of the main pocket in this state are not 100% secure because, as you can see, there is a little bit of flow through right here at the bottom. While the majority of the pocket is kind of like covered by the inside of the cargo pocket right here, you know, it's not 100% secure. There is a little trench at the bottom of this zipper and a little lip to kind of prevent things from spilling out. But I think the idea is, you know, when you have this zipper pocket deployed, you're probably going to be putting stuff in the cargo pocket. So things you want to secure, you want to put in this cargo pocket anyway. And there is a zipper on the cargo pocket as well to secure your belongings. And then you also can use this mini pocket up here with the upper zipper and secure the stuff in there as well. So you basically have ample storage and ample functionality with this set of zippers. So it's just pretty well thought out, and it's a pretty sick looking and functional system that I'm really in love with. Okay, so now let's move down to the second major feature of the pant, and it is this adjustable ankle opening system. First of all, I'd like to just mention that Nike did a really bad job of promoting this system. If you look on their website, the picture that they have of this, I have no idea what the system is or what you're even supposed to do. Doesn't really show what it is at all. And once I got it in the mail and I kind of like played around with it, I found out that this is actually like a really ingenious system, and it gives you a lot of ways to adjust the taper of your pant. So traditionally, when you have adjustable pant legs like this, you kind of have like a vertical zipper or like a Velcro tab or like a button or something, a snap button or something like that. You have a bunch of these different systems, but the problem with those systems is that, you know, they're either like, it's like two modes, right? You got the baggy version and then you got the tapered version. With this system, so basically the system you have here is a notched elastic. I don't know if you can see that, with a military style button. So basically what you do is you take one of these elastic notched holes here and you put it on the button, and that's it. Voila, you have adjusted your pant leg. So I guess by default, you know, the widest pant leg opening you can have is this, like where you don't have the loop on the button, and then you put the widest loop on the button here. And you can see that, you know, the pant leg has gotten a little bit tighter. So there is this triangular kind of like gusset right here that does kind of pleat inwards as you keep tightening up the pant leg. So it'll kind of like pleat inwards like this as you keep going. And, you know, you can tighten it as much as you want or as little as you want. So if you can use the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth setting. So the fifth setting is the tightest setting. So if you put it on the fifth setting right here, you can see that it shrinks to about a 7.5-inch leg opening. So that is pretty cool that you have this degree of adjustability. However, that's not it even. That's only one thing you can do. You can actually cuff the pants if you want to wear the pants a little shorter. You can cuff the pants, and you can see there is another button on the inside of the pant leg as well. And you can do the same thing after you cuff the pant. You can use the elastic, notched elastic, to secure the button like so. So that way you can wear your pant cuff and still have the elastic to control the width of your ankle opening. So that's definitely really cool, and I appreciate that they included that on the inside of the pant as well. Finally, there is one last way to wear this pant, and by far this is my favorite way to wear the pant. It's to take the elastic and spin it the other way around, all the way around, and go all around the entire leg and just hook it up on the button. Basically, when you do that, you get this ultra tight leg opening, basically the same tightness as your ankle here, and it creates that super sharp tapered look, which I really enjoy. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely really cool that there's all these different ways of adjusting your ankle opening here, and you can tell that a lot of thought was given in designing this adjustment system, and I really love how it works. I think this really kind of like makes the pant and kind of helps the pant sit the way it does. So apart from that, there are some other features I would like to talk about in the pant. So as you can see, the waist is a super heavy duty double stitched elastic. It's about a 2-inch thick elastic. It's very beefy, very substantial. You can see that it does have belt loops. It is actually important that this pant has belt loops. I'll talk about why in a little bit. But yeah, there are belt loops, which is like kind of cool because you don't really see belt loops a lot of times in pants with the stretchy waist. One interesting thing I did notice was that it does have a fly. So you can, it's a fully functional fly. You can open it and close it. I guess, I mean, it's kind of strange because, you know, the top part of the fly doesn't actually separate because it's the elastic waistband here. But I guess if you're one of those people that like to pee with just, you know, just opening their fly, you can do that, I guess. But I'm guessing that this is more or less of like a aesthetic thing rather than a functional thing. Continuing down to the crotch, you can see that you have a diamond gusseted crotch right here. This is incredibly important. Diamond gusseted crotches gives you a lot more mobility and comfort, not to mention it adds to the durability of the garment. Traditional pants with kind of like that cross stitch right at the bottom of the crotch, that's kind of like the highest stress point of the pant, and a lot of times that's where pants tend to fail. You get crotch blowouts. The diamond gusseted crotch kind of prevents that from happening, and at the same time provides you with a little more comfort. So, I mean, this is definitely something you should look for when you're buying pants. Moving to the back of the pant, you can see we have some pretty normal pockets here, nothing all that special, and some ACG branding on the back right butt cheek area. It says ACG designed in the USA, Nike ACG. ACG means all conditions gear, and all conditions means all conditions. Speaking of ACG branding, there is some additional ACG branding here on the inside of the main deploy cargo area here. You can see that it says all conditions gear in 3 different languages. You can see that on the left and right side inner pockets. You know, I kind of like the branding here because it's not really like in your face. For the most part, you don't see any of this branding when you're wearing the clothing. So a lot of people kind of like won't know really like what brand you're wearing. And I think that's pretty cool because I think the design of these pants kind of like speak for themselves. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it when it comes to the features of this pant. That was a lot of stuff. But I think this segues nicely into the fit of the pants. So, okay, so I know I keep harping on Nike here, but like, okay, I'm just gonna pull the official Nike images from Nike.com of these pants. Like, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God, this looks horrible. Like, good God, they just like butchered these pants in these product photos. This is like not how these pants were designed to be worn. You can see that like you're not going to be wearing these pants with like the bottoms like totally flayed out like that. This looks ridiculous, right? So I think the intent of this pant, what the intent that Errolon had with this pant was this like incredibly kind of like flowy, baggy top block coupled with a sharp taper towards the ankle. I mean, if you look at a lot of his like acronym pants, that's kind of like what he does. He does that super sharp taper towards the ankle with a billowy top block. So here, I think he was kind of going for the same look. And here with the adjustable ankles, you know, you were encouraged to experiment with how much of a taper you want. You could have a super sharp taper if you wanted. You could have a looser taper. But I think the point was that you did kind of have to taper the pant a little bit to make it look good. So that is how I wear the pant. However, one thing I do want to touch on is the fact that the top block is kind of like a drop crotch. When you wear this pant exactly on your hip, the crotch area is going to drop down a little further than most pants. If you don't like that kind of look, you can kind of like hike your pants up a little bit. But that's kind of difficult too because the sizing on these pants, the pants fit like really big. So I got a size large, and I'm normally like a size 35 waist, and a size large normally fits me in Nike pants, but this thing, it doesn't really stay on without a belt, or I need to really tie these drawstrings super tight together in order for the pants not to fall off. And I think, you know, it was done kind of intentionally because they wanted that huge, like, billowy look in the top block. But I think you should definitely be aware of that. And if you want something a little more form-fitting towards the top block, definitely go one size down. If you want to kind of like wear the pants like Errolon, I guess, envisioned you wearing them, I'd recommend sticking true to size. So yeah, that pretty much, I think, concludes everything I have to say about the pants. I know that was a lot, but these pants, you know, I think these are kind of like the tech wear pants I was looking for a long time. They're extremely comfortable. The shape is flattering. You can wear them all different kinds of ways. Pockets in, pockets out, pant legs wide, pant legs short, cuffed, uncuffed. It definitely lends itself to a countless number of customizations, and I think that is kind of like the true strength of this pant. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, you know, I did a better job than Nike of kind of like describing these pants to you guys, because I know that before I got these in my hands, I was like so confused as to like how they fit and what they look like and what they were supposed to look like and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna throw these on my body so you guys can kind of like see a little more what they look like. I'm gonna wear the black ones, and I'm gonna wear the olive ones with kind of like, you know, differing cuffs and tapers and different shoes and stuff like that, so you guys can kind of see what they look like with actual fits. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.